When you hit a man with everything you've got and he just smiles and asks for more, man, that's when you know you're done. This was a prime Golovkin that nobody at middle or super middleweight wanted to fight. Yes, he was that scary. Heck, even Canelo was avoiding him, but Brooks had balls.
As a professional, also a perfect record. 35 fights, 35 victories, including 32 wins by knockout, including 22 consecutive KOs, and he has KO'd every opponent he's faced over the last 8 years.
His introduction wasn't for the crowd. It was to let Kell Brook know his executioner's credentials. This was the summer of 2016 when fans wanted to see a Canelo Triple G matchup and a Khan Brook fight. The boxing gods laughed at us and instead gave us two cruel crosswire matchups, Canelo Khan and Triple G Brook. Triple G was in negotiations to fight Chris Eubank Jr., but pulled out after Eubank Sr. demanded more money due to the risk of his son fighting a big puncher. That's when Kell Brook did the unthinkable. Fresh off watching his rival Amir Khan get demolished by Canelo, Brook wanted to have one over Amir Khan by jumping 2 weight classes to face the fearsome middleweight Gennady Golovkin. Utter madness. Let me give you a bit of context. Golovkin wasn't just winning fights in 2016, he was erasing opponents from consciousness. The middleweight champion was seen as a myth because he dismantled world-class fighters as if they were amateur sparring partners. David Lemieux, Dominic Wade, Gabriel Rosado, they all tried to take his crown. The result? Well, let's just say they regretted that decision. Triple G went 8 years, without allowing judges to decide his fate. 22 straight knockouts that sent a message to the everyone. Cross my path, and you'll leave on a stretcher.
After first punch, that's it. He understands. Okay, he's moving, it's better, dancing is better, maybe he's taller. This is nothing after first punch.
While Golovkin was demolishing middleweights, Kell Brook was a welterweight coming up to a middleweight's world. He captured the IBF title and defended it against all comers. His majority decision over Sean Porter showed his class, but Brook wanted more. He wanted to shock the world, to join the British Boxing Hall of Fame. September 10th, 2016, London's O2 Arena. When Kell Brook stepped into the ring that night, he wasn't just facing a man. He was facing a monster. It was a David versus Goliath fight. The bell rang, and Golovkin immediately established his presence with crushing body shots. Brook answered with slick uppercuts and combinations that excited the crowd. Everyone was alive. Brook was doing what many had failed to do, make Golovkin miss and feel pressure. In the second round, Brook landed a nasty uppercut, and Golovkin came right back with a left hook that broke his eye socket. This is what you call serious damage. As the rounds went by, Brook's skill was undeniable, catching, countering, creating angles. But Golovkin's pressure was relentless. He never stopped coming forward.
He sees him in the gym, he knows him. Inside out, and Kell is doing well. Just out of balance there, Kell stumbles to the floor, just a balance thing. Rushing Golovkin, we don't see this, you're right, Paulie. Maybe he's rattled. Kell Brook needs to be careful now. Get a tight guard and close that gap, don't be on the end of them shot. Closing down the distance, Golovkin. Stalking, ripping home shots, trying to really...
In the fourth round, something changed. Both fighters' faces showed damage, but Brook began blinking. What happened? His vision was gone. The crushing power of Golovkin that fractured his eye socket was devastating, and he was feeling the consequences.
Right hand from Brook, again, the nod from Golovkin.
Still creative. Yeah, he's moving a little more than he was a couple of rounds ago, but he's still...
Then, in round 5, Golovkin just looked at him as if to say, "Okay, you've had your fun. Now it's time to say night-night." He turned it up. A barrage of punches pinned Brook to the ropes, each one searching for the finish. It was like Avengers Endgame.
From Golovkin, and Brook's not answering at the moment. What we've seen from him before so many times in the past, he softens his man up, then he goes for the finish, and Brook is in trouble here. Then a little bit of grandstanding.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me, he's got heart. Sure,
which came out like a jab, Nick, but you're quite right. He went far different. He got the weight on his right.
Brook raised his hands like he wasn't hurt, but the accumulation told a different story. Then, mercy arrived from Brook's corner. Dominic Ingle threw in the towel, not because his fighter quit, but because some battles aren't worth the permanent scars they leave. Gennady Golovkin was awarded a technical knockout victory. It wasn't Golovkin's best performance, and he still finished a guy in 5 rounds and caused serious damage. The fight showed that you can outbox Triple G, but it's almost impossible to overpower him. But massive respect to anyone who steps into the ring with Golovkin, let alone go up 2 weight classes to fight him. GGG broke Brook's orbital bone in this fight. Then Spence broke the other one in his next fight. It was only a matter of time before he got seriously hurt. Kell Brook fought like a true champion, but he couldn't match Triple G's strength. The years that followed wrote different stories for both men. Golovkin would go on to face Canelo in a trilogy that defined an era, eventually stepping away from the sport with his legacy secure. Brook would return to welterweight, eventually claiming victory in a long-awaited British showdown with Amir Khan before hanging up his gloves. But for one night in September 2016, these two men gave us something rare, a David-Goliath moment in boxing. That's the beauty of this sport. It's not always about who wins. Sometimes it's about who dares. This has been Boxing Central. If you enjoyed this journey back to one of boxing's most courageous challenges, make sure to subscribe and join us again when we dive into another unforgettable chapter in the sweet science. Until then, remember, in boxing, as in life, the greatest victories sometimes come in simply stepping into the ring.